Hey everyone, you're watching Tamit Saleh's Tennis Forum. Back with a bang. I am very glad to be back. This is like a part 2 special, so if you haven't already, you can see my sort of like return and also a Cincinnati preview at the quarterfinal stage video. I'll be posting a link somewhere up here or something like that. This video I'm going to be looking at the rankings and also how the new system will work. So it'll be a nice short video. We'll be looking at the current rankings. As you know, the rankings were frozen in March. It has restarted. Novak Djokovic is still at the top of the tree, but we'll see if it's going to stay like that and how the new rankings will change things. So yeah, without further ado, let's roll the intro. If I do have one, I'm not sure, but yeah. So how the tennis ranking system used to work is you'd have a 52-week period and the top 18 results in any tournaments counted towards your ranking score. And then after the 52 weeks, when that tournament was replayed again, your old points dropped off and you whatever points you gained would be your new points, and only the top 18 results counted. That's key here. The new system has changed that to 22 months. So from 12 months, which would be a rolling 12 months, it's now 22 starting from March 2019. And the reason they've done March 2019 is because, as you know, in 2020, the calendar came to a complete standstill. It started again now with Cincinnati, the first major tournament back. But yeah, rankings were frozen. No tennis was played for almost half a year. And yeah, so players could not defend or do anything since March. So results from March 2020 and March 2019, sorry, and December 2020, that is how your rankings will be decided on. And it will still remain your best 18 tournaments, no more, no less. Now, you might be saying that, for instance, Rafa Nadal won the French Open in 2019, and then he might win the French Open this year again. So would that count as 4,000 points towards his ranking? No. So the way they've done it is from any one specific tournament, you can only have one ranking result, which will be your best performance. It's actually pretty good for Rafa because it means that he doesn't need to go into the French Open needing to defend those 2,000 points, or into the US Open needing to defend those 2,000 points. And I think that's probably played a part as well into Rafa not playing the US Open, because even if he say he played the US Open, lost in the 4th round, those points wouldn't count anyway because his 2,000 from the previous year would count. I hope this is making sense to you guys. So yeah, once again, only one specific tournament within March 2019 and December 2020 can count towards your ranking. The ATP have done this because, as they say, it provides flexibility and fairness across all levels compared to the condensed number of points available because of the break in play. It provides stability for players who cannot or prefer not to compete in 2020 due to health and safety. It provides a system that can adapt to further changes in the calendar if necessary. So by that, I assume they're just going to move some months around and dates around, things like that. It rewards players too for those returning back to action and performing well in the tour in 2020. And it would retain the principle of defending tournaments week by week in 2021, maintaining player mobility in the rankings. I personally think it's a pretty good idea. It does mean that there will always be some players who benefit and some people who is a bit worse for. In this scenario, my personal opinion is that I believe out of the big three at least, probably Rafa and Roger will like it a little bit more than Novak. Rafa defends his US Open and French Open, the points there at least. However, it does also mean he can't really gain too many. In those tournaments, he wouldn't have been able to gain any anyway. Novak Djokovic, he still has an opportunity to gain, so he can, he's only defending a 4th round in the US Open, so 180 points there, and a semi-final at the French Open, 720. So he will definitely be looking to extend his lead in the world #1 race. Looking at the live ATP rankings, I'm just going to quickly go through them. Novak Djokovic on first place on 10,220. Rafa very close behind, less than 400 behind actually, on 9,850. Dominic Thiem on 7,055. I think he has a great chance to increase his points at least in the US Open. Roger Federer 6,630. We're not going to see any more of Roger in 2020. Medvedev, so this is a interesting one. As you know, Cincinnati is happening this year. So Medvedev is on 5,890 points. He cannot go up or down. If he loses in the quarterfinals, if he loses in the semifinals, if he wins the tournament, he will remain on 5,890 because, like I said, you will use your best result between March 2019 and December 2020, which means that win from last year in Cincinnati will stick in terms of the points. Tsitsipas on 4,825, Zverev on 3,630, and to cap off the top 8, it's Berrettini on 2,940. And finally, you're probably thinking, how is there going to be a World Tour Finals? Currently, as things stand, there will be. It is the last one scheduled in London, so I really hope it does take place. However, unfortunately, I was, there pretty much every day last year. If you remember my little interview style videos, I don't think I'll be able to attend anything. And to be fair with you, it's the right thing, I believe, to not have stadium packed full of crowd, especially indoor stadiums like the O2 is. The qualification will be the same. It's the best 18 results from March 2020 to March 2019 to December 2020, and last year's ATP World Tour Finals will be knocked off. You cannot include that for qualification, so things haven't really changed there. Let me know what you think of the new ranking system. I think it's fine. I think it's the best you could do. It would have been very, very unfair to start docking points or things like that, simply because tournaments haven't been happening. And now, even though it has resumed, there will be players who are still anxious. I know the big high-profile player Nick Kyrgios. He's come out and said, he's not going to play. He wants to maintain safety measures and things like that. So, that's fair on him. Everyone has a right to, safety comes first. So this ranking method, it does mean that there's less. I believe there'll be less of a, up and down in the rankings list, and it could help certain players, it might not help certain players, but that's just the world we live in. We're just going to have to deal with it. We just hope that the coronavirus, COVID-19, just ends, or they find a vaccine or something, so we can return back to normal. I hope this video made sense to you guys. It made sense to me, but sometimes, when you're explaining things, it seems like easy to you, but not to others. If there's still any more questions, please do drop your questions in the comment section. I'll try explain further. And also, I am sure that the very intelligent people on this channel will either point out my flaws and mistakes, or they will answer your questions as well, which is generally the case. So yeah, leave your questions. There'll be, like, not just myself, there'll be other intelligent tennis lovers out there answering your questions. Once again, I am so happy to be back. I know it's been a while, but yeah, we're here for good now, and there'll be future videos on the US Open, Rome, French Open, things like that. And I cannot stress enough how thankful I am for you guys sticking around. And yeah, I'm just gonna wrap this video up. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you do leave a thumbs up, but honestly, right now I don't even care. I'm just happy that you guys are here. So yeah, thank you very much for watching.